Hey y'all, Sherry G. Thanks for stopping by the channel. I hope you enjoyed this past holiday, celebrating it for whatever reason you choose to celebrate it for, even if it's just having a day off. That's what it was for me. It was time just to have a day off, be with my family, and kick back, relax. We also celebrated with the neighbors starting on Tuesday night. And it was a good time. In the meantime, in between time, I was checking social media and it was hot. It was hot. The, how do I want to put it? The back and forth between Ariane and Mel was not missed by me. It was something else. And I do want to give my take and my views on the whole entire situation. I also want to say that after years and years and years of saying nothing, Ariane finally woke the scorpion up. And you know what? I don't blame Mel at all, because it just comes a point in time where you just have to say, forget this. Forget this. I'm going to say what I have to say. I'm going to say it like I want to say it. And that's just it. And you know what? I actually think Mel did a good job. She did a good job. And in my opinion, it was about time. So to those who think that, Melody should just remain quiet, okay, that's your opinion. But I'm on the other side. I believe it was more than, I think it was more than deserved, in my opinion. And I'm glad that, Melody finally reached a point where she's like, enough of this bull crap and enough of the disrespect. I also love the fact that Ariane opened her big mouth and let the cat out of the bag about the revenge P-tape. Anyway, I'm going to give my opinion about all of that. But before I do, keep in mind that those opinions, whatever it is that I express, it's alleged, it is of opinion. It's for fair use, entertainment, and all that jazz. Now, getting back to Melody and Ariane. When I was looking at everything that was going back and forth between the two of them, I was sitting back and I was thinking about not necessarily Melody, because like I said, I understand where she's coming from. I understand where her mind frame probably is at this point. But what I was thinking about more so was the minds of Ariane and Martell, and just how diabolical these two really, really are. Ariane is Martell in female form, in my opinion, and Martell is Ariane in male form, in my opinion. And this is why these two are, in my opinion, inseparable. They just have this strange, toxic bond because they are one and the same. And I've heard other people say that before, and I didn't quite agree, but just sitting back and watching everything transpire between them and how they move lately, and especially Ariane this past weekend, my mind has changed. I think they are indeed one and the same. These two are amongst the most delusional, whack, twisted, wicked, broke, busted, evil, eerie, dark, and low vibrational demons in human form. They both eat, drink, piss Melody Rogers, are strongly obsessed with her, and just can't go without her name or inferences thereof spewing out of their mouths. He incriminated himself in a live interview with Queen Sheba regarding that revenge P, and the whole YouTube, or those of us who are actually invested in this show, and who watch this show and who are on the side of Mel, was clapping our hands, and those who weren't were appalled, disgusted, and their eyes were opened to just how diabolical Martell is, in my opinion. Not only did he incriminate himself, but Ariane Remember her saying that on that live with Carson Blue was the one who actually brought this whole thing out. And Ariane said that she didn't know anything about it. She looked scared to death on a live that she did to try to debunk everything and make Carson seem like the bad person, and telling us that Carson was delusional, etc., etc. In the meantime, you could see the fear in Ariane's face, and it seemed like she was being controlled during her live. But in a phone call with a blogger who's supposedly, allegedly her friend, she incriminated herself, and she also incriminated him while on that phone call with the blogger friend. After admitting with the blogger that she held in her possession a copy of the alleged Revenge P tape. Not only did she have a copy of it, but she also said she watched it, she seen it, and she offered it up to the blogger. And that's when I realized just how diabolical Ariane is, and just how much she and Martell are cut from the same cloth. Some say that it was for a storyline to get Ariane some play on the show and a check. I say if that's the truth, it further proves how depraved and delusional they both are. These two are allegedly facing some serious charges. They got a storyline, all right. A storyline of how disgusting they are. A storyline of a disgusting plot that actually worked against them, in my opinion, because I'm sure Melody is going to take care of all of that. And so this whole thing that started this weekend between Ariane and Melody wasn't necessarily because of the tape, because I'm sure Melody would have just said, gotcha, B, and gone on with it. But Ariane actually then made a post where she was talking about Melody's body being a bad body, as in not a good body, where she was insinuating that Melody was actually obsessed with her. Can y'all believe that? I have never heard Mel actually ever say Ariane's name, and not really address her since early on. I think it was season 1 or 2 when she found out about her. But other than that, I haven't really seen Melody really address her since. So it's been years. And then this crazy girl, I'm calling her a girl because that's what she is to me, that she's so immature. But she had the nerve to claim the Eminem kids as her own, in a sense, by saying that they were all out on a family vacation with their 5 kids. So this is what actually unleashed the Scorpio. And she came out loud, and she came out stinging. Speaking of the children, Melody did ask her, where's her daughter? And I was wondering the same thing. Where is Paris, y'all? It seems as though she's with her father, allegedly. Good, because Knox is too much for Ariane to handle. And if she was leaving him alone with Paris, which I can see, she had him in the car without a car seat after all, so this wouldn't be really too beneath her. In my opinion, let her father keep her and shield her from all the toxicity and drama, because y'all know Martell and Ariane's entanglement is toxic. They probably go off on each other all the time. And it's probably very toxic and very volatile. So yeah, it's good that Paris is with her dad, if this is the case, in my opinion. In my opinion, I think Ariane is no more than a glorified babysitter. Martell gets free babysitting, sex, and a place to lay his head when he needs to. These two are lifelong bed bugs. So anybody, woman or man allegedly, thinking that they're going to be in a relationship with Martell, better know that. Because in my opinion, he and Ariane's relationship is so obsessive. They're obsessed with each other in a very toxic, weird way. Their entanglement is, I can't even explain it. I can't even find the words to explain it, actually. So I'm just going to leave it there. It's just very, very very strange. And I believe that they will always be attached to one another beyond the point that they have children together, allegedly. Because the streets have it that she allegedly has a baby girl. So I'm still waiting for, let's just see. I'm sure, like I said, the truth always has its way of unfolding itself and coming to the light. So I believe that is probably true based on what we've seen here recently. But yeah, we'll probably see or hear more of it. As for Ariane, she has claimed her position and she will never entertain another man. So I remember there was one time when she was telling us that she was singing some other guy. I never believed that. I always believed that it was just a bunch of malarkey just to play with us. But I don't think that too many of us believe that or fell for that. Her mind is warped and her body belongs to Martell, point blank and period, in my opinion. By the way, she stated it on her live when asked about her brace, when her braces were coming off, that she keeps missing her appointment, or something about being too lazy to go to her appointment. And I was just thinking, could it be that they're on a payment plan, and if you miss the payment, they won't service you? Could that be it? That she didn't pay for them up front? I don't know. That's what I was thinking. At any rate, in my opinion, she needs to take all that metal wrapped around her teeth and wire her damn mouth shut. Use a straw for her daily nutrients. Because when she is talking, she's either talking about absolutely nothing or talking a lot of yak. This time, though, her big mouth was Mel's big blessing. Mel gave her the man, even freed herself of his name. But now, no, that wasn't enough. She had to still keep coming for Mel after all these years. And she and Martell, one of the same. They just keep talking and talking and talking and talking. If you let them talk, they give up all the information you need. That's exactly what happened with Martell on the Queen Sheba interview. And that's exactly what happened with Ariane when she was on the phone with her blogger friend. Actually, that was a setup gone wrong. But anyway, and I already said that. I don't know if it was for a storyline. I don't know what it was for. But whatever it was for, it certainly didn't work in their favor. And today, the legal offices of Lisa Bloom are open. And allegedly, in my opinion, and the opinion of many others, that's where Mel will be today, to get things started between the two of them. And like I said, they are in some serious trouble because the charges around Revenge P, and just having the fact that it is Revenge P is something very, very serious. So I don't know. These people, they're just crazy. So, I can hear Mel shouting from the mountaintop, free at last, free at last. Thank God Almighty, I'm free at last. Once they're behind bars, allegedly, and in my opinion. So yeah, Mel responded to this crazy girl. And also Dawn Michelle, Melody's manager, she responded to this crazy girl. You guys can go over to IG and check it out on her page. Belinda Sanders, though, she also responded to Ariane. So let me go ahead and read what Belinda had to say. Now that kind of took me back for a minute. I really wasn't expecting that. But yeah, when I saw that, I was like, what? Belinda's responding? So let's see. I got so much stuff here. It's just so much, y'all. But let me find it and I will read to you what she had to say. I still don't know what to think about all this as far as Belinda's concerned. Actually, you know what? I did not capture her. I didn't capture what she said at all. So anyway, I didn't capture what she said. So you can check it out on IG. I thought I did. But I did capture Dawn Michelle's. So let me go ahead and read that. Here's what Dawn Michelle had to say. She starts off by saying a few questions. Is someone so obsessed that they're claiming kids they did not birth? If so, please go ahead and run half the money for extracurricular activities for every month, vacations, medical bills, therapy, detrimental for kids with divorced parents, which they're well aware was from infidelity, food, and definitely half on any of the 22 so-called babysitters because mom has to go to work as to make sure not to file bankruptcy again. Speaking of such, my client filing bankruptcy in a union and being bankrupt are separate and apart. Filing bankruptcy as to not let a low-vibrating, low-grade woman who wears her ignorance on her sleeve like a badge of honor continue to profit share in what she did not put in on is of the uttermost decision. That's bowing out and letting y'all have all of what you were aiming for. Why would my client knowingly continue to cast pearls to swine? See, young lady, what you do not realize is that you too filed for bankruptcy when you chose to keep being with a man knowing that he was married. All right now, because that is the absolute truth, especially if you're depending on, his money or the money that he was getting from his wife. Keep living because your cup will never run over, as it will never have, because, let me start that over. Keep living because your cup will never runneth over, as it will have a hole in it to make that everything you touch seeps to the ground. And when you reach down to try to retrieve your loss, may you meet eye to eye with your match, the serpent who shall slither for the rest of his days. Thus saith the Lord. She don't play when it comes to Melody. And I don't blame her. Y'all, this isn't it. Melody actually said that she's going to be coming for them for the next 2 weeks. Woo, I have to tell you, I'm here for it. I just say do what you have to do after all of these years. It's the sheer disrespect for me. Sometimes you got to meet the ops in the rink and serve that good old TKO. So good luck to Melody. That's all I have to say about that, y'all. Enjoy the rest of your day. Look, like the channel, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and hit the notification bell because I will be back. Until then, ciao.